allow the children to attend the budget every year.
It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay.
She
Off your mind.
like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, yo. My ego don't come, yo. My people make we shout, yo. My ego don't come, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, yo. My ego don't come, yo. Politico, this one not the off in mind. And in the touchlight every corner. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you ladder, yo. My ego don't come, yo. My people make we shout, yo. My ego don't come, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, yo. My ego don't come, yo. My ego die the politico, yo. My ego don't come, yo. This one not the off in mind, yo. My ego don't come, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my yegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my yegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my yegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, yo. My yegun don't come, yo. My people make you shout, yo. My yegun don't come, yo. Man of the masses, my ego don't come, my ego diary politico, my ego don't come, this man not the off in mind, my ego don't come.
Hello there.
Ayegun la wa mo la mo to dodo. Ayegun la wa mo la mo to dodo. Ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. Lórí Facebook.
Welcome back. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. This is Mayegun Live. Thank you so much for joining me again, especially if you were part of the brunch time with Mayegun earlier today. This is the prime time. Read the caption of this broadcast as always. Like it, share it, and invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends. Tell every one of them that should be here. That's Mayegun today. Thank you very much for joining me.
And yes,
place. The news out there today is that Thiefnubu has ordered the cut down in government expenses. A joke. They do know how to press the mumu buttons of some of these, Nigerians, especially the Ronukus. According to them, a man that has increased the number of his ministers from 48 to 50, even though he sacked 5, he appointed 7, making the entire ministerial positions appointed by Thiefnubu to be 50. He just told them now that, you know what, we are going to cut down the number of convoy of ministers. I am going to look out for that of Wike. Wike himself is driving the convoy of, that Wike's convoy is over 2 billion naira. He himself is driving a Lexus of 750 million naira. And he has 3 of them. Do the math. Thank you. Today. So thanks so much for joining me again. We are going to take this one after the other. This afternoon, they released a statement, right, that Thiefnubu will be in Sokoto tomorrow, and it will be there to commission. So I don't know if the commission is the right word though, right? But that's how they put it out. It is to inaugurate a new road project like that of the coastal road, 700-kilometer coastal road from Lagos to Calabar, which they have kept the detail of that contract secret. And currently they are in court. Devulumai is in court in trying to stop a lawyer asking through the Freedom of Information Act, requesting for the details of that contract. Can we see what's in it if the public is paying for it? Initially, right, they said that the idea of building a coastal highway from Lagos to Calabar was the idea that has been there for about 40 years. I don't know how true that is too, right? But they said it's because they did not have any investor to put down their own money to build the road, because the idea behind it was that it was going to be a PPP project, that is a public-private partnership project, PPPP. But Thiefnubu changed that. Meanwhile, what is PPPP? It simply means government and private sectors, right? They're going to pull resources from everywhere and they're going to build the road. But they've not been able to find any until Thiefnubu came and decided to just award the contract to his own friend, confidant, called Gilbert Shaguri of the Shaguri. Now, there was no bidding. There was no, public sort of announcement for people to come and bid. So his pal just got it. A $12 billion project. It was, right? And then it's been over 7 months or thereabouts now, or like over 10 months now, though, since they have announced the project itself. And for that 10 months, it's almost like nothing is going on. But those who have seen them clearing the path in Lagos, part of the project, said, oh, a lot is going on in Lagos. After that, this is a road project that is expected to have at least 18 bridges. Have you been to Lagos? Yeah, you. Right. If you have been to Lagos, okay, there is a bridge built by Babangida in the late 80s and early 90s, okay? And it's called the Third Mainland Bridge. You see this Third Mainland Bridge? If you have seen it, right, they will need to build 18 of that, because there are over 30 islands that the road is expected to pass through, okay? And it's expected to also pass through about 7 or 8 states. So you saw this reefs, all this highland and all that inside the river, inside some places like almost ocean, okay? So they will need to build the likes of a third mainland bridge, like 18 of them. Okay, and they are going to also like build adjoining roads and bridges again. This time around, it's not like third mainland bridge. When I say third mainland, I'm talking about bridges. Bridges over water. And others that they will have to build bridges over short land as well. Okay, in the path, but they do not really have any plan of building any coastal road. Okay, so the plan is to help clear the path in Lagos. That is going to give them something that will look like a super highway into the Lagos Atlantic City. Is that what it's called? Eco-Atlantic. Okay, Eco-Atlantic. So then after that, all of now could be on your own. So then they will mount. They are using Nigerian money to build it now. It wasn't meant to be. It was supposed to be built by a private partnership. Then they will build toll gates where everyone that drives. So you can drive from Warri to Lagos, for example, from Delta State to Lagos in just about 2 hours. It would have been one of the wonderful stuff, right? If these guys follow the due process, but they're not. So there was no budget provision for this road. But Koolu, right, pulled 1.1 trillion naira from the Nigerian treasury and gave it to his pal to begin the project. So if they manage to build, out of the 700, if they manage to build 100 kilometers of it, they will toll it. Just like when you have the Lekki toll gates, right? The road is uncompleted till today. But you know that they have been tolling and the people have been paying tolls to that Lekki toll gate. Even though it was built with borrowed money, Lagos money, okay? However, the concessionaire, or what do you call them? The concessionaire, the people that Thiefnubu gave the concession to be collecting toll gates there, it's a company that is linked to him. So that's normal to him, okay? So it is now being reciprocated at the national level. They will use Nigeria money to build maybe 100 or 200 kilometers of the road up to, the Ondo border. And then, they will toll it and you start paying. So all of you that will drive through the road, you end up having to find your way inside the Ondo or and all that, and you continue your journey on Shagamu or expressway last. All right. But since the project has been awarded to Shaguri, Thiefnubu and Devulumayi also said they are going to build another one, Sokoto to Badagry, 1,000 kilometers. That's longer than Lagos to Calabar. But you see, all these things could have been so great if they are really done in the interest of the people per se. Unfortunately, it is what it is. So Koolu is expected in Sokoto tomorrow. And then it will go there and inaugurate a 1,000 kilometer highway from Sokoto to Badagry. I know some of you have your own reservation about that as well. Somewhere like, it's easier now. Maybe the Uthman Danfodio descendants that said they wanted to go and dip their Quran, their sword in the Atlantic Ocean. They don't even have to worry anymore. They can just use the superhighway. It's not building any superhighway. Take that from me. But if you don't agree, that's fine. It is also your prerogative not to agree, okay? So the roads inside Nigeria, especially the federal roads in Nigeria, they are the worst dilapidated states, okay? I'm talking about the roads that are like commercially viable, that could have improved the, the economy of Nigeria. That if they have this money, okay, they could have used them to at least revive some of them, make them motorable. But no, is looking for a legacy project, but there is no legacy project. The plan is just the easiest way of looting money in Nigeria is to award road contracts, money laundering. That's the best way. See, putting money into the use where human capital development or something like that is invested in. No, that doesn't really give enough money. So the Sokoto to Badagry, which is Sokoto to Lagos or Badagry to Sokoto highway. We do not have the detail of that contract as well. How much is it going to cost in the in this inflated hyperinflation Nigeria? So how much is it going to cost you? Where is that money going to come from? I bet they have already cooked the book right now on what to tell you. So I saw Devulumayi yesterday, where he was threatening Julius Baja on another road. I think it's a Kano Abuja highway or something like that. They give them 7 days. They said that road itself is about 760 billion naira. Now, this is what you have to say.
And on the Abuja Kano, which we inherited, Mr. President, indicated that he doesn't want tax credit. He's respecting the previous tax credit that we inherited from past administration, but we don't want to do tax credit again in his own administration. So the sections 1 and 3 that we earlier on earmarked for tax credit is now going to be procured. But FEC had earlier on approved the Beja section, which is 162 kilometers for 740 billion. Now we have not had it so good with Beja because we've been negotiating with them since September 2023. But yesterday we said this negotiation must come to a stop, and so we're giving them 7 days. If after 7 days they don't accept, our offer, which is the highest so far in the country, then we have no any other option than to issue them 14 days termination notice in accordance with the contract laws. But let me announce that the president graciously approved that the entire stretch should be repaid, notwithstanding that we are going to do permanent construction. So within the next 2 weeks, you will be going through the entire road without any pothole. That is what we are. And on the Abuja.
So it's called Engineer Devil Umai. It's a devil incarnate, by the way. Enough that, like with the wiki is like with the wiki, but sort of a bit of a different version of with the wiki. So to him, you don't question him. You see how he's talking that way, right? That's him. Whatever he says, do not question him. Because when you begin to question him, right, it's going to just, it's going to lose it. That's exactly what's going to happen. So, Devulumayi was asked to give details of the Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway project. You know what he did? He hired the 6 senior advocates of nuisance in Nigeria to stop anybody asking for, anyone asking questions, like stop them. For the sake of national security, they cannot tell you how much the road is going to cost, per se. Interest, they announced it then, but it's okay. Can you give us the details of it? No, we can't give you. So similarly, when I saw Thiefnubu is going to commission, I was like, commission, I be flag up, I be, I mean, they use all this sort of, big words to get you more confused and with no chance of them actually answering anything, right? So tomorrow, we will be looking forward to what Koolu is going to do in Sokoto. How is either going to flag off, commission, or inaugurate. Don't worry yourself. That's how they put it out. Same thing today. This one is from Badru or Badaru or Dabaru or something. That is the Minister of Defense, the former Jigawa Governor. Another thief that after serving 8 years in Jigawa ended up in the Pablo's cabinet as Defense Minister. They've had a few of feathers to their cap in the last few months, by the way. And what was that? They have managed, to some extent, right, to neutralize, they call it, to kill about 6 TikTok Fulani terrorists. Okay, those ones that will collect ransom and they will display it on TikTok and dare Nigeria to do their worst, except one. And that one is Bello Turji, the one everyone believes was made by Patawale, the supposed junior or assistant minister of state for security, Bello Patawale. So we saw Badru talking to the supposed Nigerian soldiers, where he told them that I need Turji, give me Turji, dead or alive. I mean, I hope you get to hear this well enough. Here, listen.
Morning, sir. Combined team of 27 dominating the highway, ready for your address. May I have your permission to send them a tea, sir?
Thank you. The president asked me to come and thank you for the effort you are putting here. And we learned we have been getting some successes, but the result has been very notorious. So we urge you to work harder so that we completely make the road free. I learned in the last 48 hours there is no attack on this road. We want you to maintain that, please. It's a very central road, and it's really very, very necessary to have it free for motorists. Thank you very much for what you have been doing. We appreciate the effort, and the president will continue to look after your welfare and equipment. Thank you.
Right, return! Sir, at the end of your address, may I have your permission to carry on with the troops, sir? Morning, sir. Combined.
Yeah, these are the soldiers. You know, Nigeria, when APC, Ebeke came to power, they turned the Nigerian army into a defensive unit or so. So let me explain that. There's this ragtag terrorist called the Boko Haram terrorist. So when things got so hot, good luck at Jonathan hired mercenaries who were like South Africans and some other African mercenaries to assist the Nigerian army in combating the Boko Haram terrorists. Suddenly, they were having their upper hand. They were killing them a lot. And back then, the APC, Ebekebe, they were in the opposition. So it became something that they even made a famous statement. That was Layamo, who happened to be the PRO for APC at the time. They said that the Nigerian army were killing the North. And also, you know, like the killing of Boko Haram, or no, sorry, the fight against Boko Haram is a fight against Northern Nigeria. Because these were just some misguided youth. But Jonathan was so weak enough that their propaganda could really, or should I say, their propaganda did so much number on him, a very huge one, that when they finally kicked him out, Nigerian army became a defensive one. They just have to sit duck. Sometimes when they fight back to push back, and they get to a stage of somehow like neutralizing these guys, order from above in the Boko Haram's government will stop them many times. And under the same APC, Ebekebe, Nigeria recorded the highest number of deaths of Nigerian soldiers. There are people that there are soldiers that have been killed for like a year, 2 years, and their family members are never notified. Say, your man don't die. They are still thinking they are at the war front fighting. It was so bad that way that the Boko Haram, including Fulani terrorists, they had the audacity to invade Nigerian barracks and all that. So, in the space of 8 years, Nigeria, the dreaded, famous Nigerian army became a paper tiger that could only bark but couldn't bite. There is someone who kind of gave us, you remember this video? There's a man who gave us the background, and it was actually a confession from the APC, Egbekegbe themselves. A quick flashback.
And he has confessed that they imported the foreign mercenaries who have become bandits. He has confessed. How much more evidence do you need? He has confessed that they imported them for the elections. This is public. Why is the media not following up? Why are we not asking for accountability? So it seems very clear to me and to so many others. If you're in the public space, you hear people talking and pointing fingers. The ruling party is the direct sponsor of terrorism and insecurity in Nigeria. My name is Martin Onobo. I said it. APC is the direct sponsor of insecurity and terrorism in Nigeria. Ask me for the evidence.
What are the facts?
Good. I just gave you confession of Kawu Baraje. That's number one. Number two, Miyetti Allah made a public statement that if you want peace in your state, don't call any meeting. Provide land for Fulanis in your state. Public statement. Miyetti Allah. Miyetti Allah is a collaborator with the ruling party. We had a report that the ruling party funded Miyetti Allah to the tune of 100 billion. I wasn't there when the payment was made, but that's in the public domain. We had an official report that the government of Nigeria was going to establish a radio station in collaboration with Miyetti Allah, where Fufude, the Fulani tribal dialect, will be the language of communication. Now, interestingly, you asked me for facts. We have it on the authority of the Ondo State government that the PRO of Miyetti Allah in Ondo State led the criminal suspect gang that killed Parafashoranti's daughter. That is on the authority of the Ondo State government. And they have been arrested. And the leader of the gang is the PRO of Miyetti Allah in Ondo State. We have it on the authority of the Nigerian police that a headsman was arrested with a military rifle in Plateau State. I have the number of the rifle. I can send it to you by SMS. I just need to check my records. I have the rifle number. We have it on the authority of retired Colonel Nyam that the Fulani headsmen repelled in Ogoja were using Nigerian army rifles from the barracks in that vicinity, and that the soldiers came to collect the rifles back. Now, who is the commander-in-chief of the Nigerian Armed Forces? Who should be responsible for the activities of these armed forces? We have it on the authority of General Danjuma. Danjuma has commanded these forces. We have it on the authority of General Danjuma that the armed forces are conniving with the bandits that are killing citizens. How much more evidence do you want? How much more evidence? We have hard physical evidence. We have testimonies from relevant authorities. How much more evidence do you want to know that the ruling party in Nigeria, the APC, is the sponsor of insecurity and terrorism? How much more evidence? I don't need any more evidence.
I am 1000% convinced, and nobody has contrary evidence. The APC, the ruling party in Nigeria, is the direct sponsor of terrorism and insecurity in Nigeria.
That is damning. For the fact that the Nigerian government sponsored terrorism has finally been institutionalized under this Buhari's regime.
I forgot one point. The trial in Dubai. The trial in Dubai, where some Nigerians were convicted for terrorism financing in Nigeria. The published report said that they were traced to people high up in government. So how much more evidence do we need? All the evidence is out there.
How much more do you need? That's not a recent video, by the way. I just thought I should bring it back again. So today, it is reported that Bello Turji is collecting as much as 10 million naira from farmers in the northwest, north central of Nigeria before they are allowed to harvest their farm produce. You have to pay him. So if the Thiefnubu's regime is really serious in probably making the military to stop being defensive and go after these terrorists, it will be a good thing, isn't it? I want it to be. It should be a good thing. But they cannot be trusted. And I do feel sorry for some of these soldiers in the Nigerian army. Apart from the fact that they are so poorly paid, they are also highly compromised. So whatever they want us to see, which is the kind of video you saw there, right? And all that stuff. But when the camera is off, when there is no time to show off to the world, their morale, it's like a kick and start off a thing. You know, the military was supposed to be an institution of a disciplined people that are always going to follow physical protocol or order or something. Because if they fail to, it can cost loss of lives. It has happened before. But politicians turned Nigerian military to the weakling that have become like a killing machines for the criminal politicians in Nigeria. When it comes to defending the territorial integrity of that place, their actions have always been questionable. They hate it. And that is why you see them pretend to want to kind of fight the media war too. Nigerian military is now more interested in the media propaganda than just doing the military job. The politicians are those who kind of supply these weapons to these terrorists. They are also the same who are denying the military the adequate equipment, so to say. You know, you're going to see that Nigeria what Nigeria spends, or Nigeria's budget on defense has increased astronomically in the past 7-8 years of these criminals. But the more they spend on defense in Nigeria, the more the terrorism increases. I have this video. I'm going to share that with you later, though. There's a video of, another Fulani terrorist invasion of people's farms. It's Orafite. Where is Orafite? Is that not Orafite in Abia State? I'll put the video up soon. Nigeria military are now more interested, especially the rank and file of them, they are more interested in doing bunkering, guiding the stealing of crude oil, protecting the vessels. So using the same purchased weapons that were supposed to use in warding off terrorists in Nigeria. Nigeria military will tell you they are high ranking that a repentant terrorist can become president of Nigeria. Nigeria military is now so compromised enough that they now hired repentant terrorists. Terrorists don't repent. The only repentant terrorist in history is a dead terrorist. It's only when a terrorist is dead that he becomes repentant. But in Nigeria, they will tell you they have thousands of them conscripted into the military. They are given the military-graded weapons. So military-grade weapons. Because they have repented. They have sworn by the Holy Quran that they will not be terrorists again in Nigeria. And some of these are sort of diverted to any part of the country where they want to wreak havoc, like eastern part of Nigeria. So you would love to see them indeed. So, okay, sorry, I think Orafite is in Anambra. No, that's not Orafite. I'll go look for the name again. Anyway. So when I saw that, I was like, okay, I hope maybe for the last time you are, because it is not just a Bello Turji. Bello Turji just happened to be one of the TikTok terrorists. Northern part of Nigeria today, they have places called ungoverned areas. Can you believe that? There are places in northern Nigeria called ungoverned area. These are the areas where, for security reasons, right? Police stations always close at 3 p.m., 4 p.m. for security reasons. Can you believe that? The police that are supposed to provide security for you, they have to shut their station. That is if you ever see their police stations there. In most of this ungoverned area, there is no military, there is no police. You can't see them in anywhere around the area. The government designated those areas in some of these northern states too. In Borno, in Jigawa, in Niger, even in Kaduna, they have places called the ungoverned area. In Kwara State, they have places called ungoverned area. Areas that nobody they go to. If you don't cross that border to that side, whatever happens to you, may God be with you, Denny. A lot of people have left their communities. I'm talking about thousands of communities. This is not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 I'm talking about thousands. Imagine that people have left their communities and they've run to far, far, far land where they have become refugees. But the politicians have turned the military to kick and start, push and start. We are go now. Hey, don't go now. Wait. We are go. No, stop. Wait. Now go. That's how they have done the military. So you expect that, oh, the normal military that should have intelligence report on this and that, but they are on social media bragging, threatening the citizens. Don't try us. If you try us, you know, that is what the Nigerian military have been turned into. Some of them actually do help in, operations like this, moving Nigeria's petroleum products to the neighboring country. We see the Nigerian army. Like stuffs like that, they are very prominent. And if you see them exchange gunfire, like a gun with, you would think they are fighting terrorists. No, probably fighting those who are trying to stop them from their bunkering and the rest of that. That's what Nigeria has become. It's unfortunate. isn't it? But we'll leave that one now for now. Okay. So I saw where Soludo, Soludo was one professor that became governor in Anambra. So that's why I'm going to show you what the Fulani terrorists have done in Abia. I went to go and check the name earlier. I think I found the name now. So it is somewhere called Lopanta. You know where is Lopanta? That's in Abia State. Come to that. So Soludom was meeting with a community, and they were having, he's kind of trying to go for second term as the governor of Anambra State. So people were challenging him that you promised us that Anambra will become a Dubai, Taiwan. Because he said that to them, that if he became their governor, if he become their governor, he was going to turn Anambra State to a Dubai, Taiwan. Yesterday, that has changed. Because according to him now, how can I turn this place to Dubai, Taiwan, where we have a lot of illiterates? I do not understand Igbo that much, but I'm glad he mixed it up with English. So I'll show you. The reason why Abia State Anambra State is not going to turn to Dubai, Taiwan anymore is because Soludom.
When we say Anambra vision African Dubai, Taiwan, mana if any mother when they talk Dubai, Taiwan, but overnight skyscrapers are there available in Dubai, Taiwan. And the Bello Turji development. And the foundation of Taiwan, access to qualitative education. Taiwan, on natural resources, anything. The road to Taiwan begins from there. You cannot get to Taiwan with illiterate population. And I will decide for Anambra to become the Taiwan of tomorrow. We have to lay the foundation today. And that particularly must have access to qualitative education. And there is no qualitative education without qualitative teachers. If you want to predict the future of any society, look at the quality of teachers and the quality of teaching. And that's why I know Bato Zubo, the first mayor in Nigeria. Governor na Batano Bido with Iwalo, Iwende Madnolo. On our governors, Onye Napo, Onye Lucia. Of our lost 8 years, 2 months to go. Oh well, yes, the wage bill to our own educational structure, they're very unique. The foundation will carry everybody along. When we say Anambra,
he's actually a guy who has spent so much time to take a dig at Peter Obi. You know that Peter Obi brags a lot about his investment in education, taking Anambra State from the backwater state to #1 in education in Nigeria. And they've won so many schools in Anambra State have won, so many awards locally and internationally, their students. Also, Peter Obi, that's a lot of people have come to use as a good example of what a good leader should be like with little resources. Okay, so somehow it's like Soludo doesn't like this. To him, Peter Obi is exaggerated. You would think Peter Obi was the governor before Soludo, that there is actually no 8 years gap between Peter Obi and then Soludo in Anambra State. So every now and then, he kind of wants to make it look like Peter Obi was a total failure when he handed over to him, that there was no Obaino in between that did his best to undo a lot of what Peter Obi might have achieved. It was the same guy who wrote, You remember last, was it 2 years ago? It was a guy who wrote a letter to demystify Peter Obi. That Peter Obi's achievement is a total failure in Anambra State. That the money he claimed to have saved, there is no money saved. Like I said, you would think Peter Obi was the governor that handed over to Soludo. I don't know. Some are saying that it is an act of jealousy. But I'm like, no, I don't think so. So when Peter Obi was asked about this, when Peter Obi was asked about Soludo, oh, there's something I want to put up. You know what? Give me a sec, right? I am going to put something up and then I'll come back and continue this. Don't go anywhere yet.
How bad is corruption in the Nigerian government or in the Nigerian system?
Some of the things I recovered were returned back to, the people will recover those things from. For instance, there was this case of somebody will recover 80 S-Class Mercedes-Benz car, brand new, houses, farms, motorcycles, and so forth, in a house in Jabi. Under information, we got intelligence, and we went there, we saw all those things. I wrote to the customs, the DG of customs, do these people pay custom duties on these vehicles? 80 brand new S-Class, armored plated. The CG of customs said no, they didn't pay. I wrote to Federal Inland Revenue Service. These people pay tax? If you are importing, if you have this kind of vehicles, if you have money to buy this kind of vehicles, they should pay enormous tax to the Nigerian government. They say no, they don't have any record of them paying tax. So we went to court. We got an order of official, and then the court asked us to, we should take custody of those things. It's interim for official pending the hearing of the case. So I did it. I did a memo to the Attorney General to brief him of what we were doing. But later on, the Attorney General said that all the cases are investigated. They never mandated me. One of them was, came through Panama Papers. You know about the Panama Papers? Mm-hmm. A Nigerian senator, former military governor, was mentioned that he has properties in offshore islands. Since I didn't have the structures to investigate this issue, which is overseas, I went to the DG, NIA, said, look, please, let us work together to do this investigation. And they did the investigation.
EFCC chairman still there for jail. Politician wey dey prove don enter for power. EFCC chairman still there for jail. Politician wey dey prove don enter for power. Ewo, EFCC chairman still there for jail. Politician wey dey prove don enter for power. Ewo, EFCC chairman still there for jail. Politician wey dey prove don enter for power. If you dey do government work, no carry am for head, maka one day aga bokwa gị na ma o. In another government, iri wayo nwanne m ebukwa ya n'isi. One day aga bogete na ma ewo. EFCC chairman no dey for jail. Politician wey dey prove don enter for power.
So as I was saying, so you would think Peter Obi handed over to Soludom, a professor, former central bank governor of Nigeria, right? So he wrote a letter then that all of the achievements of Peter Obi, he didn't see them. He couldn't see them. The money that Peter Obi claimed to save, there is no money saved. And like I said, it was as if to say there was no 8 years between when Peter Obi was their governor and then him. So he then went on to promise the people then that he was going to turn Anambra State to Africa, Dubai, Taiwan. Okay? Or he couldn't. He has failed miserably. To the point that if you look at those who are working for Solodom, like I said, they will make you think it was after Peter Obi that he became governor. So their responses, their online post is always about Peter Obi. So when they asked Peter Obi that he should respond to Solodom, he said, well, he is a trader. Soludo is a professor, which means Soludo is more educated than him. Therefore, Soludo is expected to perform better than him. Since Soludo won't talk about Obaino, the man that became governor after Obi, that is now standing trial for looting Anambra State, is currently standing trial with the EFCC for stealing 116 billion naira as Anambra State governor. But for Soludo, if Peter Obi is claiming to have invested in education, Anambra State people are illiterate. So if he wants to build Taiwan for them, he will need to first educate them. He will need to first, you know what I mean? Anambra's people, Anambra workers are being owed. Who is owing them? When Peter Obi was there, he owed no one, not even the contractors. He saved money for them, $150 million. Obaino came, squandered everything. And he was building a airport. He built an airport. Yeah, Obaino built airports. And when they asked him, where did he see money to build the airport? He was like, Peter Obi left millions of dollars. So what do you want us to do with the money? I decided to build the airport. Today, Obaino, Peter Obi is walking about everywhere, asking everyone that could trace any penny to him to seize the money. And, you know, a lot of disobedience are bragging. You know, it's like a bragging right for them. Peter Obi is the only this and that and ever. And Solodom didn't like that. Now he needs to go and face the Anambra people again to tell them what he has done, how he has turned Anambra to the supposed African Dubai, Taiwan. We said that the Anambra people are now illiterate. So he is now trying to build Anambra up by hiring teachers that would then, you know, train the children or the Anambra people before he would then build. Look at it. I mean, skyscraper will not just skyscraper overnight. One of the biggest markets in Nigeria is right there in Onitsha, in Anambra State. So you get. So he's been a tax collector himself. He has been harassing people. He's hired their thugs, professor, hired their thugs to forcefully extort people for money. Now he needs to go and talk to these Anambra people and tell them why he's yet to turn the Anambra to Dubai, Taiwan. And if you dare say anything about Solodom, he's supposed hired their staff, you know. He hired sellers. Can you believe that? Professor, former central bank governor. He hired sellers on social media. And if you see anything and try to question Solodom, they will automatically believe that you are sent by Peter Obi. And the guy said, I'm not as educated, I've done my own. So he should be able to do better than me. And if he's not doing anything, let the Anambra people be the ones to judge him, right? Truly, they are asking questions.
People are being loyal. I'm going to be loyal. I'll get that guy, man. I'm not loyal in Anambra State. And millions of young men with potholes, million aquacha. You know where I'm going to take it. Man, I'm million now. I'm going to think Canada. I want to stagnant water. I'm not going to see coach the coach. Even in the way I go, now I get on 2025. I ain't not yet. It's in Jadabe. I didn't have to Napalia. On what okay, well, Ronaldo, on the Baba, Naba, Jesus Christ.
I'm not covering Solo Dump and its what have you. I have seen few areas where it's what do you call it? It's social media sellers. They have shown roads that is constructed, you know, like and there's a shiny ones there as well. So I'm not going to write him off completely. It's just that people were asking him why they are not seeing the real development he promised them, other than just some supposed local government worthy of projects that is, you know, is brandishing as state government projects. So maybe another time I'll show you more about Anambra. But it's just that his answer was what jolted me there, like, oh. So the reason why Anambra will not be Africa, Dubai, Taiwan is because Solo Dump is investing in educating the Anambra people first, because they are illiterate and all that. So they shouldn't expect their Taiwan yet. Maybe in his second term, he will give you Taiwan. Lokonta. Did I pronounce that right? Yeah, that is in Abia State. Take a look at what the Fulanis did to this cassava farm in this Lokota area of Abia State and the victims.
Hello, Sorom Neteo. Yeah, Kwajak last year, November. This November, next month, Anagabu 1 year. Lay Nama made Nama Biata, Taya Hana, who can have Madama. I just Lakatajak will name you, we name a Bebolo way now. Awarala Jackbo 7. Lay Hendena Mamedy. George Kamotu Jackbo no Ziozo. I'm again Lakota Liu. Name Bebugo way now. Ever. Go no let take well. Here, I'm a name Madolo Bodwe. Madotabwa to Fubuego, Subuala, Mebo Lile. Namaga Heponia go with Tenya. Namaga maybe see Jackbo. What could not fool? And a way who not Nama. Oh, how am I? Hale me. Kamufu Jackpa doesn't a Jackpozo. Awara 7 low. Atagide Takboy. Hajabala Beko Fuabal. You go. Jackpo de ba Mahodo. Atakota, and where Jackpo disebozo. I like to get put down what I say, how be going down. Hey, man, who did you to? Now, not but I give the hell to. Lock but I give one day. I like one day. I like one other sense. Lock but I give one day. I like make it there. Let me get there. One more, yeah. But it's no way. No man got the kid here. I let no man learn ya. I am give me. You have me. Now wow. Now wow.
Na ndị Hausa pakwara aka o. Awara ala jakpo 7. Awara ala 7. Awara ala 7. Awara ala 7. Aha kete. Ama ego ole ji wee kọọ. Ama ego ole ji wee kọọ. Ndị otu ha si eme ihe a mmadụ amaghị. Ha na-ehote na-atịrị na ma ha ka ha na-avụla evula ala. Aga m akọwanwu jakpo okporo aha kete. Ha jọsọ vụọ ihe niile from A to Z stelishi ruo na ngwụcha onwe ebe jakpo dị. Ha lachichagbuo jakpo ahụ n'iwu. Unu na-eletekwe o. Unu na-eletekwe o. Igwe otu jakpo ha. Ha bụkọta jakpo niile ebe niile kilie. Onye ọbịa ya chịwa ọchị maọbụ onye ọbịa ya obi ga-adị ya mma. Na ego ole ji wee kọọ jakpa. Unu na-elekwe jakpo kpụrụ aha kete buchi ibu. Ha jọsọ ule ajịkọta jakpa nliwe. Onwe nke ha tafọrọ. Nna anawa o. Bụrụ ọkwa obere ihe o. Mmadụ aga makwa ihe ọ ga-eme eme. Na ma jọsọ gbuo mmadụ egbu ebe ahụ. Nne m ebegbugo onwe ya n'akwa. Yara akwa na ha eme ihe. Ha ma ego la tụhụrụ ebe a n'ọkọchị. Ike mmadụ kegidere. Ego ọgwụ ahịa gbaa ya. Ego ọgwụ ahịa gbaa ya. Ma bịa sụwa. Ha ma ego la tụfuru kịta na aka ma ofu jakpa dị hoị. Na ma gị takọta dị jakpụ. Ọhaneze unu lerekwe o. Unu nakwa echeki ya o. Na mmadụ ga-emasị ya eme. Onye makwa ebe ndị na ma ahụ. Hello, soro m lete o.
I mean, it's not that people are not trying to farm and grow their food. So when people complain about expensive food, that they can't afford this and that, some of us would conveniently just say, well, why can't people just go and farm? Why can't people just go back to the farm? There was an orchestrated plan where the farmers in Nigeria have received endless coordinated attacks on their farms. I mean, farmers have been killed, farms have been destroyed, in their thousands and tens of thousands of hectares of land destroyed, which has now created this level of food inflation, hyperinflation, and hunger in Nigeria. People have run into debt because they invested in trying to grow food, only for the Fulani terrorists to come, destroy them, and feed their cows. And whenever the people try to fight back or push back, you know what happened to them? That is Nigeria for you. It's an unfortunate thing, right? Nobody is really spared. No one is spared. If you have seen those who have become are victims of this, nobody is spared. From the north to the south, from the west to the east, to the central, to the south, in all this area, nowhere, no one is spared. And only few make it to the media. Only few makes it to the media. A lot of people that this happened to, they never have the chance of making it to the media. Then you see the politicians who are buying every available bag of rice in Nigeria, hoarding them so that they can share them as palliatives. So those of you who can no longer feed yourselves, so that they can say, oh yeah, the government is trying to feed everyone. We are doing our best to make sure that and all that. It's unfortunate. Anyway, we'll leave that one too for now. Okay. So the Sokoto people, I hope you remember this promise of a Devulumayi on top of this road of a thing, right? I found a video where Devulumayi is already telling the Sokoto people that they will get their road, 1000 km road. by 2027. I should have played you this earlier, but just watch. It's never too late. Better late than never.
That is what we are going to do. So before 2027, this phase 1A will finish. Do you want phase 2A to finish? Sokoto people, do you want phase 1A, 1B to finish? Yeah, it's going to start around 2027. You know what to do. You did it before. You know what to do. The president you trust is the only one who will finish it. Because if others had the courage, 48 years, they would have attempted it. But no one did. A man of courage, a divine president. He will finish it, but he needs time to finish it. And like His Eminence said, we are working day and night. But 3 years is too small to finish. But we can finish in the next 6 years. That is what we are going to do.
Yeah, the road where they never start. They are already telling them, phase 1 will take 6 years. Phase 2, maybe it will take 50 years. Something they've never... I think it's the same thing they will tell you too. For the Lagos Calabar Super Coastal Highway. Do you want it to be finished? Yes. Anyway, I think we should quickly go on to have our WeChat. I mean, do you remember what I told you this afternoon? The guest that we are having this evening. So we have the next 20 minutes, okay, to to discuss the scourge of human trafficking and the effect or the impact of human trafficking on their victims, and to see how much awareness we can raise to ensure that no other young person is involved or becomes a victim again in this issue of human trafficking. So I think I have, Adenike Temitokwe in the studio. So I'm going to bring her on now. We can have our chat. Please bear with me. I am still going to, before I introduce her to us, so it's going to be very brief. So she is that lady that will tell you her story. And our story is to inspire other young people, even kind of not too younger people in Nigeria, when we are talking about human trafficking scourge in that place. So in the next 20 minutes, I am going to be having a wheel chat with, I kind of know her as Temitokwe, but she would be addressed as Adenike, I think, right? So, and then we will be raising a fund in support of Temitokwe, My Journey. She wrote a book, a book about her journey, her experience when she was taken out of Nigeria. So upon her return, she decided to possibly see if raising awareness will help a lot of other young people from becoming victims. So that is the segment we are moving into right now, okay? And I've been joined as well by our own, the African Wahala, who has been, the man doing his own bit to ensure that our voice is more amplified, and for all of us to be able to learn one or two things and at the same time offer our support. So, Adenike, sorry, I kind of muted you earlier, so you can say you are muted now. So how are you?
I'm fine, sir.
Great. So I came across your story when the African Wahala, our own here, right? Sort of, being the touch on your experience. And I am very, very touched. So I decided that I am going to introduce you to my friends here as well. So tell us what really happened that motivated you into writing a book that you are about to launch tomorrow, please.
To God be the glory, because it's not that easy to be a victim. One of the things that motivates me to write the book is, first thing is the stigmatization and discrimination the victim of human trafficking face in the society as Nigeria at large. Second thing is, we need to create awareness. We need to let the unaware to be aware about the dangers of being a victim of human trafficking in the society, because the governments are not helping. Why did I say the governments are not helping? Some of the people that are in the office to advocate against this irregular migration and human trafficking today are not doing their work. Because we are the victim, we are the survivor. We know what it takes. We know the roots. We know how it seems, the pains of being a victim of human trafficking, the pains of coming back to the society empty-handed, the pains of coming back with a mental, the trauma, depression, and the community are not welcoming you well. So we don't want the potential migrants to fall victim. This is what we can do to help ourselves. Those are the things that I think, okay, let me just put my story out there. And another thing, let's solicit for funds, because I don't want to sell the book. The reason why I don't want to sell the book is there are some lost giants, the heroes who lost their life in this journey. How will they survive? They will be there today to celebrate me. So I'm only celebrating myself and the victim of human trafficking for them not to lose hope. Because there are some students that could not be able to afford a textbook in Nigeria as at now. So why do you have to sell a migration content for them? Because I was in school then. I wish there's availability for me to see something like awareness. I might not fall victim, but everything is destiny. Because if it did not happen, I will not meet African Wahala. I will not meet my ego. Surviving is a grace. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, bless you. I've gotten used to Temitope because your book says, my journey, which is Temitope, and then the title of your book is My Journey. So, I don't know if you sharing with us it happened is not going to trigger any form of trauma. I bet a lot of people have asked you this many times. How did it happen? How did you end up being sort of trafficked? And how did you realize you were being trafficked? What were you promised? What did they tell you? And then what did you find out? You know what I mean? So if that is not going to trigger any form of trauma, would you like to share? Please.
Okay. I came from a family where they believe girl child are meant to be in the kitchen. They don't believe in education. But my mom cherishes education very well. She sent me to school because she's selling food. But as time goes on, she could not be able to afford the bills of me going to school. So there's a friend of which is in Libya, told me about the opportunity. I see it then as an assistance. I see it then as a dream. What I've been doing for, because Libya now brought that time. Who no go, no go, no. So I accepted the offer. I back on the journey. I spent 3 months in deserts. I was molested on the road and I was raped. A lot of trauma. And at the end of the day, when I reached my destination, which is Libya, she sold me out to a Ghanaian, which I was bought as a bride price. Initially, before I left Nigeria, she told me I'm going to pay for 3 months. So when I reached there, I was being asked to pay for 1 year, 3 months with hard labor. I could not be able to send anything back to Nigeria. So along the line, it's not that easy. I could not get access to my parents. I paid them off their money. There's a friend of mine in Nigeria that wrote to the embassy a petition letter to bring me back home during the crisis in Libya then. The embassy called me. On my way again, I was arrested. I was raped inside the car and they took me to prison. From prison, I found my way to escape because I met with different kind of Nigerians there. The person that I think that helped me also have to sell me out to a brothel house. It has not be easy. At the end of the day, I escaped from the brothel house. After working, I could flash back to how many men I was sleeping with us in a day, with force and with tears, all of because of money. These people did not have the fear. All they want is money in pain. I found my way back to the embassy because I escaped. After 3 weeks in the brothel house. 15 minutes in a day. We have a jotter where we write everything. Imagine that kind of pain and trauma. And I'm still coming back here in Nigeria to give awareness, to share my experience. As some people are discriminating, so I have to stand out as an hero, as a woman who love the community, who love the potential migrants, who love the youth. The love of returnees are in my heart. As at yesterday, I organized a program called Return is Nice, where we were able to bring love back, share our experience, create memories, and celebrate those lost heroes who lost their life on this journey. After some days, I found my way to the embassy, I found the embassy wrote we were back to Nigeria through a chartered flight, and we have been given 5,000 naira for empowerment by the state government, Senator Ibukula Amosu then, to start up something. 2019, I returned 2018, 2019, I set up Seeking with People, and to God be the glory today. I can be able to say I've rescued a minimum of people. About 30 returnees are under my NGO, and we have registered, and we are made to create awareness, sensitize, psychosocial support, evaluation and mentorship, and we meant to support the schools awareness, market sensitization and school sensitization on dangers of irregular migration in the society. Because as at now, Ogun State have the highest rate of return, which the governments are not looking up to, but we are the one that can look up to. Seeing you all, Mr. Mayegun, African Wala, we know just as at now, there's 600 victims in Mali, in Lebanon. So we need to look up to them and rescue them back home.
Thank you so much, Timmy. You've kind of you said a lot. I have to give that to you. Okay, and the African Wahala is a very good friend of mine, and is somebody who is also very much passionate. He's got his own experience. The African Wahala. You once told me that you've had an experience where yourself and then your missus how to rescue a young lady that a random girl that you met at the airport, which because you didn't really have so much time on your hands to kind of do what Timmy is doing. Would you like to share that with us? Because that seems to be what has connected you and Timmy together and then brought us to this stage today.
In fact, thank you so much, Mayegun, for this platform, for this opportunity. So what had happened was me and my wife, we went to Nigeria. On our way back, we saw a lady at the airport. She was being trafficked to Oman, and she wasn't a young lady. She was maybe in her late 30s, We kept in touch with her for about 6 months, and then we lost contact. She was explaining to us multiple times how her documents were seized, no access to her family and stuff like that. But eventually we lost contact. We weren't able to rescue that lady. However, I was always interested in, people, irregular migration, people crossing the Sahara Desert into Europe. In one of my binge watching episodes on YouTube, I came across Legit TV interviewing Temitope. She was a returnee, and that was back in 2019. So I contacted her on Facebook. I was just interested in her story. I don't know. I was just interested. And then we became friends since 2019. So it's been about 5 years now. And then during that process, she launched her foundation called Foundation for Action Against Irregular Migration. In that foundation, because of her contacts from being in Libya, many people started reaching out to her about people that needed to be rescued. So there was a particular girl that we were able to rescue. She goes by the name Besta. I'm not going to give her last name because back then she was about 16. She was trafficked to Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso. She ended up in a town called Bonga, which is about 100 kilometers from Ouagadougou. She ended up reaching out to Niger. Niger didn't have the resources. Me, far away in Canada, I was calling the Burkina Faso embassy in Quebec, calling the Nigerian embassy in Ouagadougou, Nigerian High Commission, explaining to them that, listen, we have this young girl. She's 16 years old. She needs to be rescued. Something needs to be done. By that time, I had already physically spoken to the young girl, through video call. She escaped from her captors. They sent her to go buy something outside. She used that opportunity to run away. She ended up, she was kept by I just want to say Aboki. The Aboki guy that owns that shop kept her at the back of the shop, gave her a phone. I communicated with her. And then the very next morning, the guy took her to the garage to Ouagadougou. At the garage, the traffickers were waiting for her. She was kidnapped again, but somehow, some way, she struggled with the Okada. It was an Okada rider. They both fell into the bushes, making loud noise. People came around from the surroundings. The Okada guy took off. The locals, they took the young girl to the police station. Keep in mind, this is a French-speaking country, so she can't even communicate with the people. We had to be using Google Translate. I remember that particular day when we were trying to get her back to Ouagadougou. I was on the phone from like 11 p.m. until like 4 o'clock in the morning because she kept on calling me with different phones, with different people. Even while on the bus, the person she sat next to, she borrowed that guy's phone, video called me. I made sure it was a video call all the while. Then she got to the embassy. By then, I had already sent a bunch of emails to NAPTIP, Abike Dabiri, a bunch of other organizations. Nobody reached out, okay, because that's how Nigeria works. So we ended up having to use our own resources to bring her back to her family. And all of this happened because I met Nike. So me personally, I've been a part of a rescue story, but it was so expensive. I'm not going to lie. Myself and my wife, we've committed, I'm not exaggerating, thousands of dollars. So now we're at a point where, over time, over our relationship, myself and Nike, I told her that, listen, your story, how about we document it in an audio format? You just say your story in a recorded audio on your phone, then we can create something from that. And that's how that turned into a book that is going to be launched tomorrow. So yeah, that's the relationship we've had so far. Very, very hardworking girl. This young lady, sorry, she's not a girl, by the way. Nika is about 29 or 30 years old. So that's not a girl, that's a woman. But that's just life.
That is right. See, Nika, because now that I think it's a short or a Denike. So I have a sister. Her last born is Nika, right? And she is, she's almost 25 herself. She's like that age. I don't know what it's going to be like if my sister have to share a story of her being trafficked. So you are not just raising awareness. You are actually helping returnees. In fact, you are helping people to return, which means your job as an NGO that you've set up now for how many years? 4 or 5 years?
Yes, 2019.
So you've managed with that little resources that has come your way over the years to rescue more than 30 people. And you said something about stigmatization. And that's something that, that originates from when somebody is offered a job. For example, I'm going to give you a job in Libya, Oman, Lebanon, and all these places. And when you get there, you discover that you could get sold as a sex slave and all that, which means whatever it is that you dreamt of when you are leaving Nigeria to achieve as a young woman, is already it's already gone with the wind. Now, what is left is how to actually save your life and get back home. And if you wanted to kind of make it back to Nigeria, there is this stigmatization. Apart from the mental, trauma victims suffer, right? A lot to handle by someone, right? Do you have people that kind of work with you in this regard? I mean, if you don't mind, how do you do it? Oh, I'm so sorry that we almost lost Nika there, but you're back. You get my question properly, right? Yes. How have you been doing it in a country like Nigeria, where if you don't have any steady flow of income, right? How have you been doing it? Is it by people contributing or government supporting, or how?
If I say I just believe it's God. Because I know I survive on a purpose. And this thing is something that is occurring constantly. And we don't have any money. The government are not supporting. We have people that we can run to, and they will never get tired. People that are devoted, that have their own acts of humanity, like African Wahala, that they were devoted to helping people. Because once you run to people today, tomorrow, next tomorrow, they are going to close their door. We understand that Nigeria now is hard. We just need to support ourselves. Even me, I'm not that stable. The returnees are not that stable. We are just trying to just give ourselves hope. There are some that come back with mental health issue that could not be able to get themselves out this. There's a lady that returned from Lebanon with one hand. As at last week, I will be able to tell you we have a success story that we can be able. I can be able to use my own experience to change the mindset of a victim, a potential migrant that want to jump out to Lebanon. But we invited her yesterday, and she was crying. She's sober. She said, "I will never try to embark on this journey." And to God be the glory. We did our part. We just have to do our best and leave the rest. We just need to put more effort.
So you do have a book tomorrow, and then the impression I initially have about this is that it is going to help a lot of people, probably in schools and all that. And you ask them to come and buy a book, it's just probably just going to be a lost cause at that point. So that's why we believe that we use this platform, okay, to raise some funds, support from the kind-hearted people from all over the world. Those who are going to be with us, those who are going to see this video days, weeks, or months to come. So we personally, right? I never actually saw the whole thing to helping traumatized returnees, right? So I was interested then in any other young person becoming victims. I now see that you have your hands full of support, and you decide the support that you can get. I do have more details, right? We won't be part of launch launch tomorrow, but the meeting you said you had last night, it was sent to me. I think a part of it was sent to me. I'll share that with our viewers quickly.
When we talk about returnees, they are the strong women in the world. And aside from that, this thing is meant to celebrate the lost victims, the lost giants that lost their life in this journey of human trafficking. As in, àfihàn àwọn tí àtijọ́ rìn àbí ọ̀tá rí tó jẹ́ wípé wọ́n ti pín sínú ìrìnàjò. A fi àpéjọpọ̀ yìí a fi ń ṣe ìrántí, a fi ń ṣe ìfẹ́, a fi ń kó ìfẹ́ jọpọ̀. For us to be able to believe there is still hope for us. Because some of us here, we face a lot of stigmatization in our community. The community look down on us, that something good is not even coming out from us. We just wanted to prove it down to them that we are the survivor and we are an hero. We want to prove to them that we can survive and we don't give matter our jade. I mean, even during this program, we are going to stand up and we are going to have a 2-minute silence for those people that lost their life on this journey. I'm even surprised that some people are not here. Some of the youth not here. But I know at times something good is still going to come. We still have a book launch in the Jaga Palace tomorrow. And the book says, no, on Friday. We are not selling the book. This is not even about my decision alone. We came together. Because my experience is different from the person that went to Lebanon. Some of the people that went from Mali, Burkina Faso, Saudi Arabia. We are not selling the book. From our own life and humanity acts.
I know. So I like the fact that you have stated that you are not selling the book, because the purpose is to possibly help those who are probably victims themselves or the potential victims by sharing your story. And that is what I'm going to say to my viewers, everyone. I think I've said it before this evening. I was going to need your support as much as possible. Okay. So Temitope or Adenike, she is a survivor. Okay. And then this platform is, I, Mayegun, will be making my own contribution in due time. And I hope that every one of you watching as well, right? You will be able to, support this too. The African Wahala. I don't know if you can raise the camera a little bit up, because it's like you're so down below bottom somehow, in a way that this flag in front of you is what's covering your entire face. Okay, so I do not know how much our support can really do, or how far it can go. Okay, or I can guarantee you that we on this platform we do have kind-hearted people, and we wish you all the best in what you have been you've been doing. And then the African Wahala, you too, Baba. This is it. There are some things that we can do. We call them the thankless, sort of a thankless jobs. You do them for humanity, because you do not know who is going to be the next victim. The purpose of this whole thing is to, if you want to travel out of Nigeria, there's nothing bad. But the thing is that do it the right way. Don't fall victim, especially ladies. Do not fall victims. Anyone that is telling you that they are taking you to any of these Arab countries, let's even start with that. Okay? And if it is not a kind of, like you get work visa to the UK, or a proper work visa to Canada, which you can see through the whole process. Parents also should be very, very mindful of the kind of people, right, that will come out and then offer. You see, ladies should be very mindful of the kind of friends, because I have been told that there are those who are like, your friends can lure you into this kind of a perilous journey too. Say, oh yeah, I've got friends. And most of them will be like you, the lady you saw at the airport, the one you said was about over 30 or thereabout, right? So there is no age limit to the traffic ring, human traffic ring in Nigeria. Things are tough right now. People are desperate. And this desperate time is the time that people have become more vulnerable to this. So, Temitope, my dear sister, do you have anything you would like to please say to us just before you leave this evening, by the way?
First, I would like to appreciate you. Thanks so much for giving me the opportunity to be able to use this platform to express my feelings, and we are saving people. It's not even about my journey alone. It's about people that are about to embark on the journey. At least you are just like an angel to them. And above all, I will never forget my foundation. Thanks to African Wala for being a listener, for being like a father figure. Tomorrow, as even how the program is going to be tomorrow, I believe through this platform, we will have a smile on our face. We will be able to touch lives. There are people out there, the vulnerables, especially the rural area, like Ododolu, Ikene, Shotubo, Ipokia, Ifo, that are not fully aware about this issue of human trafficking. We want to go there. It's even a privilege for that. Through Mayegun platform, we are doing this as a assistance. I know people will be able to support as humanity, something that, oh no, let's just support these people out there. I know Nigeria is hard, and my advice is to people that I'm not saying you should not travel, but travel in the right way. Migration is good. Japa with the right way. Don't let anybody deceive you, because who no go, no go, no. I'm the one that faced my pains. I'm the one that faced my trauma. But today, there are some that cannot be able to even speak anything. There's some that are voiceless. I'm just like a voice to the voiceless. I know it's destiny, but the pain is still there. The pain is still there. The trauma is still there. But thank you so much, sir. Please, I'm begging on all Nigerians. I'm on my knees, oh, see me. Please, I'm begging you. Just please consider this assistance. Because I know with this, it's going to change life. It's not even about me alone. Me, I don't experience it. My own is apart. But for the people where you say you don't know, you don't know, please just support this dream and initiative. Please. I know I want to come back here and have a good testimony, a change of life. Because after this book launch, I'm not a returnee again. I'm not a survivor. I want to have a move out of, I just want to leave Nigeria in a proper way and start up a new life. Because discrimination, permit me to speak in Yoruba. I want to see bad soon. And your men want to see bad soon. It's to still be there. We know. We know. We just want people to learn from my past experience. I don't say you should follow my roots. Just learn from it. Please, I'm begging all Nigerians. Because I still want to go back to school. Before I left Nigeria, I'm reading business admin and entrepreneurship. But with this issue of human trafficking, I want to change my course to guiding and counseling.
Mayuko, I don't know if your audio is good. I can't. No.
Yeah, I think it was from my side. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
It should be better now. And then we sort of lost her as well. Okay. If she comes back on, I will kind of add her back. The African Wahala, it is actually a very huge task that she has sort of put herself into. Helping people, traumatized people, the victims of human trafficking and all that. That's massive.
Yeah.
Was this,
and
you're aware of all of this yourself?
So she has dedicated her life to being a vessel that will be used to prevent what she went through to many other people. At least within a community, that is a good start. And then statistically, in Nigeria, Ogun State actually has the highest number of human trafficking victims, like the returnees. Yeah, it used to be Edo State, now it's Ogun State. And Edo State is still up there. That young lady that we rescued, Besta, she's from Bayelsa. She was trafficked with two other girls. So 3 16-year-old girls were trafficked to Burkina Faso. One of them safely returned that was rescued. So there are so many stories like that. I'm not going to go into the details of what Nike went through, but if you ever get the chance to read that book, and I encourage people to get a copy of the book, if we can get a copy across to you, no matter where you are in the world. On what she went through is something that gave her a permanent scar in life. And at this point, most people that go through that type of situation, they will be depressed, suicidal, and extreme. They'll be in a very bad position. But she's using this book as a form of communication. In tomorrow's book launch, there's going to be a debate amongst SS2 and SS3 students. The conversation is, should we incorporate human trafficking as part of the curriculum in high school in Nigeria. Then there's going to be a debate. The participants are all going to get the books. Their schools are going to get some copies. It's just so that we can reach out to the most vulnerable demographic in the country. The people that are in those types of communities, low income earning communities, they are the most vulnerable. Because right after high school, secondary school, a lot of these guys are just going to be like, let me just go to Lagos and go and become a bus conductor. Oh, let me just go to Ibadan and just go and let me just go and open a shop. They just have to survive. Then some other ones that don't go into Yahoo, into runs, they're going to end up being tricked by human traffickers. That's exactly what happened to Nike. She met her mom's friend on Facebook. The lady lied to her about a job. She ended up being trafficked to the other part of the world. So we're trying to reach that vulnerable demographic of people, those just finishing secondary school, that will most definitely have nothing to do after secondary school because of the way Nigeria is. Once they have a copy of the book, then they will know not to go that route. At least that is a way that we can save people. And that's the essence of this conversation.
Thank you so much, the African Walla. Meanwhile, Nike, are you back? Do you have a way of checking whenever any donation comes through for you?
Yes.
And
Yes.
if I can use you, by the way.
Let me call it out.
Have you gotten anything at all from these viewers?
Yes, the first person credits me 5,000 from Miss Yemisi. So the second person credits me 20,000 from Miss Olayode George.
No, you don't need to call the full names, okay? So you can just give their first names, okay? If you don't mind. Oh, again, I think the network is a big issue right there too. Okay, so the reason why I am kind of because I want to know, we need to know if this is working in no matter what, and there is nothing that is in any way too small. When you when you are crowdfunding for something impactful like this, right? Every penny counts. The way we say it here in the UK, like every little help, every penny counts. So I can say a very big thank you to everyone that has responded to this, and those who are still going to see this video later. There are others that are just going to come across this later and say, "Oh, I missed this, or I missed the program," or something like that. Okay, so including what we are going to also send across. So we have the details. This one is for the public, and then I'm going to say a very big thank you to every one of you. Also, if by any means, let me quickly add this too, because I know some people will be like, "Oh, I don't have Nigeria account, or I don't have Nigerian Naira as it is," right? So if I receive anything whatsoever on your behalf, for example, I have seen something like received money. Now I've got £55 here. Support for Nike Olanipeku from Chike, my friend, is there in Edmonton. Okay, so £55, that's more than 100,000 naira to start with. That should be like around 110,000 naira. So Chike, I got it also. So thank you. Similarly, if you know you can't give Nike anything through this Nigeria account, okay, and you can make a PayPal contribution, I will deliver every penny to her. I promise that, by the way. Well, I will. You know that. So I wish we can have Nike back in another few minutes, but it seems the network is not on our side. So if you have reached out and we can't say thank you, I mean, we can't see to confirm that live now. I promise you that after this whole program, if I get to hear whatever it is that we've managed to get across to Nike, hang on, she's back. So Nike, listen.
So somebody, Mr. Ugbana, sent 100,000.
Hang on, Nike. Nike, can you hear me?
Yes,
can you hear me? Yeah. So if you want to tell us what anybody gives you, just their first name, call the full name. Just the first. All right. So please, what have you gotten?
So another person sent 5,000 from Tajuddin.
Good.
Another person sent 20,000 from Christine.
Okay.
Another person sent 44,240.
Okay.
The person, there is no name on it. Pay stack.
Okay.
Another person credit 10,000.
Okay.
The person, there is no name on it. There is no name on it.
Okay.
Another person credit 20,000 from Oluwafemi, Mr. Oluwafemi.
Good. So that's all you've gotten so far. Meanwhile, here, I also have here for you the sum of 55 pounds. Okay. So that is some 100,000 naira, right? So that will be, I'll get that across to you. And if I have to receive more, by tomorrow, okay, I can always get all of that across to you. Okay? So I think that some people who are also probably trying to reach out as well. We are currently busy trying to do that. Okay. So we appreciate everyone and we are grateful to everyone.
So another person sent 25,000 from Abiodun.
Right.
So another person sent 10,000 from Uchenna, Mr. Uchenna.
Okay.
So another person sent 10,000 pay stack.
Okay. So no other name, Happy.
Yes.
So that people are going to keep reaching out. So like I said, when you are not here, right? There's something called every little help, every penny counts. So at the end of the day, it is not how much people give only that matters. It is the desire to give, the willingness to help. That's what really matters. So, and that's one thing about this platform. Okay, there are a lot of kind-hearted people here that will not watch this broadcast and just move away. All right, they will not see this and pretend that they are not seeing it. So we wish you all the best. Okay, and indeed, we will. So is that
another person? Another person sent 50,000, 45 kobo from Mr. Makinde. Okay. Another person sent 5,000 from Festus.
Okay.
Another person sent 30,000 from Iyo Bossa. Another person sent 10,000 from Elum.
So that's how it's going to be like, okay? And we are so grateful to all of you. So it simply means that people are pretty much, are connected to your story. We wish that a lot of us who really have the capacity to help are going to help as it is, all right? And then hopefully, right, you will get more and more support than just this. Whatever it is that is called the stigma or whatever it's called, right? Just know that you now have friends far and wide. A lot of people that are connected to your story, they will reach out to you, okay? And indeed,
okay. Another person sent 51,000, 92 kobo.
Say that again.
Another person sent 84,000. Pay stack.
Good.
Another person sent 50,400. Tap.
Good. So we appreciate everyone. And God will continue to bless everyone that is reaching out.
Amen.
We are happy. And I will keep you much before you become very much emotional. All right. So you're likely going to receive all these notifications all night. We have time difference as well. There are those who are in America. There are those who are watching you from the UK. There are those who are watching you from Nigeria too. They are also going to reach out, or already reaching out to you. All right. So we value what you are doing. We appreciate what you are doing. Just keep it up. Just know that now, believe that you are not alone anymore.
It's like another person sent
22,000.
120.
Great. So people want you to ensure that as many people to that book. Just remember
Another
that.
person said, sir?
Okay, go on. Go on, you are saying.
Another person sent 30,000.
Right.
Another person sent 4,000 naira. Another person sent 25,200.
Fantastic. So again, let me quickly say why Africa Wala. Go on. That's better. I think we can just leave that now. I can come back here later, maybe tomorrow, to tell everyone how much we have been able to raise for Adenike on Mayegun's Diary Political tonight, okay? It's really, really, really a touchy one, honestly speaking, a very touchy one. And I won't lie to you, right? I wish, we do have a very kind-hearted people, everywhere. And social media has made it even more kind of possible, right? For you to connect with the kind of audience that you would ordinarily be able to connect with. We have these wealthy Nigerians that could really, really, really help, especially when you talk about the story of, the story of the survivors. Imagine that lady that returned with one hand. How do you think she's going to actually live her life without that trauma for the rest of her life? You get that now? And you have a place where there is no real support system, African Wala, what would be your own impression tonight in all of this?
No, this was beyond great. Thank you so much. Honestly, I am overwhelmed myself. And just seeing the reaction of Nike, I can just imagine how she feels. I'm so happy that she's able to get this amount of love, because a lot of people don't even have access to love. They come back from all these journeys psychologically traumatized, no help whatsoever, no money in their bank accounts. They have to do everything by themselves. No support system. There was a lady about a month ago, Yetunde, that the one that was rescued from Libya recently. This lady wasn't even talking. She was mute for the first few days because of the trauma that she went through. And Nike, with her little resources, she took her to the hospital there in Shagam, did what she could with. So, man, I appreciate the audience. Thank you so much, Mayegun General, for your great platform. This is the ultimate platform where we actually physically touch lives. And I'm so happy to be associated with my brother Mayegun. Nike, congratulations. The book launch is going to be a success. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you.
African Wahala. So initially I asked you earlier that what would you say before you leave? But the network keeps pushing you, like kicking you out and back, okay? So at this point, Nike, how do you feel?
I feel happy. At least the dream is accomplished. Now I can now open a new chapter of my own life, planning on going back to school. This is one, because to God be the glory. A lot happened this week. On Monday, my phone fell inside water. I don't have phone again as I am. I'm using another person's phone. Tomorrow is my birthday, which I already, yes.
Happy birthday, then. You decided to launch the book on your birthday.
Yes.
So I am happy for you, by the way, okay? Now, whatever it is, I know trauma like this, they're like a wound, like it's always in there, okay? There's no amount of gift, money, they take it off. But the only thing that can take it off is to show up. So I want you to know that people love you, all right? There are those who have someone like you as a sister, someone like you as a daughter, or someone like you as a partner. So if somebody like you would have to kind of live through all the trauma and all that stigmatization, as you called it, to be you are loved. Whatever comes in, all right? You can live your life. You can live your life and still do whatever you want to be. And now that you are an inspiration to so many, you will be an inspiration to many people. So just know that you are doing the right thing. You understand? Now, if you are doing the right thing, the right people always support you. Okay? No matter what. So I do wish you well. And did you receive any orders? I've been hearing the pom again.
Yes. As at now, we are close to 900,000.
Oh, see, that's impressive. That is impressive. By the time I give you your 100,000 naira here, that means you've managed to raise 1 million naira.
Yes.
Thank you so much, dear Templars. Every one of you that actually presses something for this lady. I am so happy to call you the Templars of the Temple of Truth. Adenike, enjoy the rest. Okay, and have a wonderful book launch tomorrow. All right? You should. Bless you. Anyway, the African Wahala.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much, brother.
Thank you, my brother.
Just going to say, let's go to bed. All right. We have done something that is worthy of, us being proud again, like we've always been whenever we showed interest in, touching lives or anything at all. Right. And to yourself, right. Thank you so much for all you are doing too. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayegun. Thank you so much.
Good one, brother. You have a good one.
You too.
Very much. Now, that's the African Wahala and Adenike right there. So I want to say a very big thank you to all of you, every one of you, and those who are still going to reach out, including those who are going to see this video or this broadcast even after tonight, okay? Listen, every penny that you send out there is helping somebody in a unique way that you may never, ever know. So if I have a chance of coming back to tell you how much has been raised towards this incredible work of this young lady, I will come back here and tell you, all right? So initially we thought this was just going to be for maybe 20 minutes or 30 minutes because it was going to be about the book launch, the inspiration, and how it's going to be spread. But now I think we have done incredibly well. Thank you so much, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I am going to see you tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow is another day. Until then, please stay safe and good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1.
Mayegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1.
Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Mayegun máa wí.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1.
Mayegun Diary, Diary Politico.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1.
Godfatherism, kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o, kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1.
Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary, Mayegun #1.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
lórí YouTube.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn làjù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn làjù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn làjù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn làjù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn làjù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn làjù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn làjù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn làjù.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràgì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ Bádérò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ Bádérò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ Bádérò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ Bádérò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ Bádérò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀gọ̀ lọmọ Bádérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti dọba lórí abínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ̀lú ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ Bádérò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ Bádérò ní fi wọ́n níran.